short and quick and sweet and wonderful. Okay, just giving y'all a heads up. Before I start, I'm Wendy, and obviously I'm teaching at Bun with these wonderful ladies who will introduce themselves as they go. This is Whitney, the one who was handing out the packets for us. She's our student teacher, so just wanted to. What we found in discussing last year was that vocabulary was something we really needed to focus on with our kids at Bun. Part of it was just the everyday vocabulary, part of it was experiences and them being exposed to things that they had not yet been exposed to and trying to make up some of that ground. So these are just some of the ways that we found throughout the year to build that in across the subject matters.
Okay, one of the things we do is a poetry tree. It's in our hallway between our rooms. Every individual classroom does it, and we fit it in with different themes. The first theme was an investigative theme, and they did investigative best. And they had to do concrete poetry in a shape, and we all did that, and that was one way of increasing their vocabulary because they had to describe themselves and why they liked whatever object they had drawn. We also do diamante poetry where you show them examples, and then they have to do that. We've done acrostic and we've done haiku poetry, and we've put it in or integrated into other subject matters such as social studies, science, or our reading source.
Okay, you have a handout, and this actually tells you your supplies that you need, and it tells you of the different centers. Center 1, 2, 3. It uses the science vocabulary. It's hands-on. The kids love it. It takes about an hour and a half, though, so I call it my science workshop day. And I actually teach science for 2 classes, and I think there's 3 of us that teach science. Since there is an EOG science in 5th grade, we felt like it was really important that we do more than just teach from a textbook, that we do hands-on and get the kids involved, not only in the process of science, and which we loved this one. This was a lot of fun. The kids really loved it too. Okay, and it's pretty self-explanatory.
Another thing we did when we were studying rocks was we built a web quest. You can see that through my Moodle, and if you want the handouts, it was differentiated, but it was too many copies. So if you want those, email me. I'll shoot them back to you. Feel free. We kind of made them up as we went. But it built the 21st century skills, which we all know is huge in the new teacher evaluations. But it was one of those situations where all the kids were going to the same websites. We were asking them to do different things with each website. They loved it because they felt like they were independent. They got to be investigators, but it was building that vocabulary through the questions and through what they were reading. But it also showed them the pictures. So we couldn't go on field trips to all the rocks in North Carolina. We can go virtually. So that was kind of how we handled that.
Okay, and dealing with vocabulary, I was looking for some materials that were research-based, and I found this through Perfection Learning that I ordered some things from.
It's coming.
Okay, this is an example of the lesson. They take an excerpt from literature, so you could really talk up a book. This one is from Charlotte's Web. This was the first one that I did, and must have made an impression on one of the students. He went right to the library, told me the next day I got Charlotte's Web out and read the book. So you can see how they use the vocabulary in an excerpt from the novel, and then you can do different things with the definitions. We can talk about them using context clues, how it's used over here to discover the definitions. We've reviewed the words, maybe using charades, in partners. They love doing that, just to review as we work on it throughout the week. They have the next part, usually with context clues, and again using those master words. They also will use, have examples with synonyms, antonyms, word relationships, and then it's not the same through each lesson, but then they will have the graphics that you can review the skills with. This one happened to have the word search. So let's find another one. So there's always some kind of graphic organizer that you can use for the words. And here's one with decoding. And they really enjoy that. And I've felt that it's a good skill to use where when I'm remediating, when I have my group for remediation, I'll use that.
Okay. Another thing that we do that is global and also helps with vocabulary is we do current events. I think we all kind of do it a little bit differently, but what we do is we have them look up a current event. It can be from anywhere, from Haiti to here, and they have to read the article. And I think I gave y'all an example of the one that I use in my room. They have to answer who, what, when, where, why in their little summary. And then they have to answer questions about what they learned, where the article came from. If they attach the article, because I know a lot of them don't have access to computers and newspapers, I give them an extra 5 points for attaching an article, because then I know they didn't make it up. But they also have to go up to the room and they have to share their article, and then they can take questions. The kids, and they always have questions about the article, so they'll ask each other questions. And I don't know if she put the picture up there, but I had one student went over and beyond, and she did like a poster, and she put the who, what, when, why, where, how, and answered it, and had her article in the middle, and it was really cute. So you can do it all kinds of different ways. So.
The next thing we have is investigate yourself. This is something we do at the beginning of the year. So much fun because the kids love to talk about themselves, and it gives them a great opportunity to do that. Your ones who are artistic, it provides them an opportunity to express themselves through that. We take grocery bags, cut them up to look like a vest, and then they have 10 patches, and each patch has to answer a different question. We went ahead and included things like where do you want to go to college and what do you want to be when you grow up, so we hit that nice little objective for us in that evaluation. There you go. We're done. One thing we do before they share, they put their vests around the rooms, and they go around and they guess whose vest belongs to which child. So you're kind of making those classroom connections immediately in the beginning of the day. Then we use elaborative detail to write about ourselves based on our patches. So see, you're just working it in everywhere. Hang it in the hall is so cute for those first set of when parents are coming in. It's great. So that's that. And I just loved his. He just went over and beyond. I thought it was cute.
Gee.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh, I missed it.
So those are our suggestions.